What up, 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 Longfoot? Everybody chilling today? So yeah, first off, I forgot my other phone at the shop, so there will be no camera looking at me from the front. But either way, I hope everybody's chilling. Hope y'all doing okay. Washing your hands, wearing your mask, staying safe. All that good stuff. What's going on, David? So what I am going to do today, I had sent out a message. I'm going to do these two sketchbook tours, and then I got some really old art that I wanted to show y'all. I have been doing, like I said, I've been drawing forever. So, and I looked in my, one of my portfolios, and there was actually had pieces in there that I did when I was in high school. So with that said, I will, I think this one probably has the less stuff in it. So I'll start with this one first, and then I think this one's got a little more in there. And when I'm doing these, I'll just kind of go over my thought process and what I was thinking about. Or maybe just go over like some quick how-tos of how I started these and all that stuff. So it's tired as fuck, but normal otherwise. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of took a break last week, a little bit of tattooing because of my birthday, but I'm kind of looking forward to another break next week for Christmas. Christmas is next week, y'all. Like, damn. So I got my drink here, and let's get into this sketchbook here. November 1st, I don't know what that was. So off the bat, this is gray paper, and gray paper or tan, which is known as toned paper, adds a different, I guess, flavor to whatever you're doing. So everything changes. And when you're doing actual like coloring in the computer or digital coloring, you should always have a color, a flat color for your background. Don't ever color on just white background, because you will not get the actual color. I know that sounds weird, but you'll be able to tell what these colors will do over top of something, because the theory is that we live in a colorful world, and that most things will never be on a white background. So that's that. Is the kitty flower a Gabby sticker? Of course it is. That's a Nicole sticker, and that is an Adam sticker. Oh yeah, appreciate y'all for the birthday love. Yeah, me neither, man. I didn't realize it was until I heard Ashia saying it. But so this is the first piece in here, and I love torsos, whether male or female. Probably more women torsos than anything, just because of the curves. And I know that I don't want that to sound like a creep or anything, but I mean, it's just, to me, as an artist, it's just true. I think that's even why a lot of women just draw women in general, because of just the curves and the way their body is made. But I do like men torsos too. But this was just something, I think I seen this on, I want to say, Instagram somewhere. And I just was like, man, the way, because one, there's that S curve. And then the way the body is tipped like that, it just, I thought it was cool to draw, so. Time has no meaning anymore. March 500th. I like it. Oh yeah, I guess I should say something about the toy drive, huh? I've been getting a lot of toys too. I'm super excited. Yeah, and I can't wait to see y'all too, man. It's really happening. And I'm excited to drop those toys off to some kids. So, and this one here, I was just drawing some eyes. I'm always and a set of lips, a mouth, but I'm always fascinated by if you have a head and then you turn it, stuff starts disappearing and you get just different angles. And so this was what I was messing with here. So she's at almost like a 3/4 turn, and instead of seeing like a round eye, you start seeing quarters and 3/4 of stuff. So I was just practicing, that's all. I think as I was doing this, I was thinking of her whole face, and then I started doing some stuff here. So and again, this is great paper, so I can take a white color pencil and add really cool highlights on here. I should probably draw something in this later this evening or something. But yeah, I was just messing around with this face. I don't know what I was doing here. Like I don't know if those would be like textured or if it would be like more like freckles where you could see them, but you wouldn't feel anything. So I wasn't sure. We have a few for you. Cool. I can't wait. Jim and Lou dropped off toys the other day. We're saying they were like geeked up in the toy aisle because you never get to get toys anymore. When you get a chance to go down the toy aisle, you kind of lose it. This here, I think I have found this reference somewhere. I think it was a real, some girl on Instagram. And I thought the texture and the way the clothes fell, I think that's why I focused on this more than anything else. Because that was just cool how it all fell. And let me grab a pencil here. And how like the pattern on whatever this is, her robe / hijab or whatever, but as you kind of do it's curving because of her breasts, but then you lose it right here, then you pick it up here a little bit, not the same. Trying to figure out how to say that. It wraps around and it comes to this fold, but you don't pick that same design up right here. You push it down some. And I always found that to be really cool in any fabric that has folds in it. It never lines up. I don't know why I like that, but I thought it was cool. Drowning some rando kid in toys is pure. You're gonna suffer from kindness now. Damn it. That wasn't the plan. Do you think the kids would like coloring books and crayons or drawing pads? I have, I think Ashia's mom got some coloring books and crayons and all that stuff too. So, I mean, whatever y'all want to do, man, I believe those kids will be grateful. So, and I think I was messing with a rose here. Although I like roses and flowers and stuff, they are very, I don't want to say hard is not the word, tedious one, but somewhat difficult. Because if you don't get the rose looking right, it can look like something totally not rose-esque. So, and I think I just conked out. I got tired because it's so many little details in there that you have to do to sell it. And I was just like, yeah, I'm done. And hands. There's always going to be hands somewhere. And again, it's just, this would be 3 with the fingers, and then 4 is filling it in. So, I think I've seen this as a reference, and I added the rings and the chains and all that, because I have this app, and it's the app is called Hands, actually, and you can take the hand and turn it and make it in any type of form you want. So I used one of the hands, and then I added that stuff on there, and then there's Bongo Cat. And I think that's it for this notebook, to be honest. Yeah, I should draw some more in here, because I do like drawing on gray paper. And so here's the other sketchbook: Nicole, Delta Tango Mike, and Apocalypse. I need to pick up a few things still. Cool. Or pleats. Yeah, I like pleats. Tattooing them. If it's good reference, it's not too difficult. Again, I think it's just more time consuming than anything. We watched a few seasons of Ink Master. We kept imagining how angry some of the artists. Oh man, them dudes. Yeah, I was watching actually the other day, maybe a week ago now. Because I think one of the seasons or 2 of the seasons is on Netflix, and I started watching, and I was like, what in the heck? These motherfuckers is awful, just awful. I mean, I'm no Ryan Willingham, but I was like, bruh, this is awful. So here's some notes. What is this? IG comic, age late teens, early 20s, season. Oh, me and Ashia were figuring out a IG comic, and then I kind of scrapped that because this was going to take way too much. Some more to-do stuff. Try and keep I had her email. Yeah, just a to-do list. And so automatically I start with hands. What up, Stuart? I am. I hope you are well too. It made us realize we are super lucky to, for real, man. And I love y'all, man. So I did start watching, and I'm really upset that there's only 1 season of the Repair Shop. I gobbled up all of those episodes in like maybe a day and not even a half. I think I stayed up all night watching those. I mean, that's probably some of the best TV reality type shows that's out there right now. I'll probably go back and watch that season again. But here's some hands. What up, John? Big fan of your artwork. Glad this popped up on my feed randomly. That's what's up, man. So yeah, this sketchbook, I start out drawing hands. And again, hands are just, you know, here's that shape, right? And then, so that's one. And then if I look at the spread of the fingers and a thumb, this is two, and then that's three. So everything can be broke down into shapes, and I think that's, as I was going to SCAD, that's what I learned the most, if anything. I mean, granted, I learned how to animate and stuff like that, but just looking at stuff shape-wise makes everything easier. So 2018, sheesh. So this book is 2 years old. Inktober day one, I had just drew an eye, so I don't know what I was thinking of or whatever. Probably just something easy to ease my way into Inktober. I don't even know if I finished it, but mouth screaming, gag ball. But so for those that don't know, Inktober is every October, each day you have to draw something with ink. There's always the great debate, should you use traditional inks or digital inks? I think when they created that, it was just, as long as you're drawing every day, we don't care what you use. So yeah, I did a mouth. I love that show. 2 seasons just rolled off. If I can find another way to get new seasons, I'll let you know. Oh yeah. I mean, that show is just great. I mean, to have each person as a specialty, as their thing, and they're all just working together, and like they'll pass off one part of it to someone else, and yeah, it's a good show, just really good. Hard to see the light drawing. What's the blue lead you're using? So the blue lead is from Pentel. Let's see if I can zoom in here. It's a Pentel 0.7. That's the thickness. It's just regular blue. Someone asked me earlier today where to get it from, and I was like, man, my local art store carries them. And from what I'm understanding is that a lot of art places don't carry it. So yeah, I would just look on Amazon or something if you're interested, or whoever's interested. You know what? I don't know if it's HB or not. I think because it's a color, there is no weight to it, if you will. Like there's no density or no less density like a 6B or 2H or something like that. I think it's just because of the color, the pigment maybe won't allow it to have that type of heaviness or whatever. And here, I don't know if this was day 3 or not, but I was just messing with texture really here. And just really all different types of texture. So as I was drawing this was kind of just coming alive on its own. And I think the outer, like the main body would be this type of stuff, and it would get bigger as whatever this creature would be. But like right in here, I want it to be more fleshy and like a very old creature. So maybe a dragon, maybe some lizard type of thing, I guess, with scales. Here, I was just messing around with different types of shading and using a different types of medium. So this is the color or the blue line pencil. All these are my Copic multi-liners. So, you know, you can fade different ways. You can cross hatch, you can stipple. And then I was messing with some Copic gray markers. And yeah, I was just kind of, I don't know what this is. Henderson Mill Road, Atlanta, Georgia. North Lake Mall. Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but that address is in there. West Cobb Music and Arts. Something dealing with art. I was just messing around with a zombie. I'm not sure. But I know I like this whole section. I wasn't feeling the rest of his head. I think I was using a Frankenstein as some type of reference. But then I wanted some zombie look to it, so I think that's why I added the blood. Some anatomy. Again, I always try and throw an S-curve. So when these pictures that I draw or whatever, there's some movement happening. Unless it's like a T-pose and you're creating a character sheet or something, I think that's the only reason a character should be like static. And so I was doing this little guy with I put a monocle on him. And I think I used some Copics here. So I was just messing around with a bunch of different types of medium. So I started with the blue pencil, started inking a little bit of it, and then to add some shadow and depth under his jaw and right around his eye, I used some Copics. I wouldn't mind finishing that up. I'm assuming this should be like day 5 or 6 maybe, of Inktober of 2018. And again, you know, just going back to this this reference here, you know, you can see all that stuff that I'm doing here with the pen. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. And it's just deliberate strokes. And I know sometimes they're outside of the line or whatever, but it's still deliberately, okay, I want to make these really close and then start spreading out. I want to make these really close, if not all black, and then start spreading out. And then that's the whole thing of adding that fade. Who are some of your artist influences? I just found J. Scott Campbell on Pinterest. Really dig his style. Oh yeah, J. Scott, that dude ridiculous. Been ridiculous for a minute. Yeah, he's definitely an influence. Todd McFarlane. And those are just off the head comic artists. Joe Mad. Fua Richardson. I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember his name right now. I ought to feel bad because I sat under him for a while. I just drew a blank. Brian Stelfreeze is another influence. And again, those are just comic. And I know my art probably leans more towards comic-y stuff. Because, as a kid, that was probably, if cartoons were probably like the first thing you seen of some art. But then as like a young or older adolescent, young teen, you start realizing there's comics out there and people actually draw comics. So, and it's a cheap medium to get your hands on, and you can look through the pages and see all the pows and zips and zaps. And I still collect comics. So, yeah, those dudes are probably my off the head type people that are heavily influenced. I was messing around with a Frankenstein again here and added a tattoo on his neck. And again, just more line work. And I think all this is done with a number 3. So I didn't change different, unless I was doing like the outside where I needed to fill in where these thick lines are. Like for the fade and the gradients, I think I was just using a 3. Actually, speaking of Joe Mad, I think this is Joe Mad right here. He did and this is from World of Warcraft. What's her name? The Banshee Queen, crazy lady. I think I'm gonna finish this because I want to tattoo this on Gabby if she lets me. I've been dying to do this, and she keeps flaking between Lady Sylvanas, that's her real name, Lady Sylvanas, or the guy from Diablo 3. What is his name? The black dude. I can't remember his name, but I'm gonna try and Jedi mind trick her into letting me do this. I was doing a rooster and added another monocle. I thought monocles on animals were pretty cool. It tends to give them a sort of higher intelligence. This can easily be a comic. That's what I was thinking of when I was doing this. Just a funny yet very smart, witty comic of like the roosters and the hens and all that stuff. I may do something with it. I don't know. Yeah, I keep telling her it would look good on her, but she keeps flaking out on me. Some orc that I was messing around with. I think we had got a master class when I was at SCAD from a lady who done all the orcs in 3D, like in the 3D program, ZBrush, for Lord of the Rings. And that lady is a beast. And I remember she had did something similar to this. And I was like, I want to do an orc. And I don't know if she done exactly like that, but I just wanted to do something. This is somebody from Instagram, I believe, with Bongo Kitty banging on her titties. This was a cool little piece. So also, this paper is pretty thick, and I did some watercolors on her cheeks and in her eye. I'm not sure what I was going with this. I was thinking maybe like a small young imp or something. I'm sure there's some story that can be behind there. And so as I'm drawing a lot of these like fantasy characters, I'm thinking of stories too. So disapproving chicken is questioning your motives. Yes, he is. Chicken knows all. Unfortunately, it does not speak English. That would be really cool. Like maybe Portuguese or something. Some very heavy Spanish accent, I think, would be cool. What is the truest path in life? I think I was thinking of a tattoo with this as I was messing around. I don't know what this is. Some skull demon type thing. Or I don't know if I was had a dream about something like this. So I know when I have like these really bad dreams of whatever I'm dreaming about, I try and get up and draw or sketch it immediately so I don't lose it. So I think this might have been something. I don't know. Oh, here I was doing a rhino. I need to finish that. I really like the pose. Here I was messing around with the alien. I wanted to add some white up in here to give a shine, but I was really just focused on like all the detail in that jaw as it stretches. That alien is just a wicked design. Like, I mean, Geiger was a beast. I mean, all the intricate weaving and out of everything that he done, just damn it. I think this was during Go Vote time. Hence, here we are again, so go vote. But it was an orc yelling, go vote. And I used a lot of more to markers. And so this cougar has actual glasses with a little neck thing to hold them on. Oh, yes.
Why upgrade to YouTube Premium? It's ad-free, so you'll never have to stop your how-tos to skip an ad.
The chick with the horns reminds me of an artist called...
So if you're working out to music or listening to a podcast...
I'll definitely check it out.
Stop playing if you lock your screen.
Your dreams are wild. Yeah, they're a little weird.
Learning and getting better, even when you don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, he was, man. He was in a whole different level of WTF. Yeah, so just messing around with some colors. So I don't have a full set, but when I do collect markers, I try and keep like 3 or 4 of the same family, right? So if I have like these browns, I have like a dark brown, a light brown, an orange, and then a very lighter ochre or something. And so I have those 4. Then I have 4 different blues. I have like a really dark blue, a true blue, and then I'll go way above and hit like sky blue and some type of aqua. And that's how I collect my markers. I don't collect sets. Here's my little baby. They call him the Nightmare Artist. That was my impression of thunder and lightning crackling. So yeah, this was cool. I think it was Jurassic Park, where he got in that stance and yelled, but instead of him roaring, it was just like, hi. Because they're cool, man. They're cool creatures. I like the whole build of them having these little ass arms, but everything else is huge. Like, why are they made that way? A nice shot of some ass. You can't go wrong with ass. Yeah, they're really expensive, but they're really good, and you can get them. You can refill Copic, so once they run out, you don't have to throw them away, which I think is really cool. If you're going to pay that much for them, at least you get to keep the casing and all that stuff. So, some anatomy. Michelle, I know you will appreciate this with the muscles, and so it's like one layer of muscles, and then here's a second layer that's under that, and then there's more layers under there. The body anatomy just fascinates the shit out of me. How we're made up like that, and it's all like with tendons stuck to bones, which that muscle pulls these muscles, and it's just, I love anatomy. I don't know what I was doing here, just messing around. Here's my little bone. I don't know if you guys seen my recent post, but I like putting these little bones. But I think I was going to use this in art, beats, and lyrics, and I still might use this. I don't know. And so here, I also like drawing different shapes of women in general, because you always have that. Everyone wants the sexy, and I mean, I find this sexy too, but the world, quote unquote, has their view of what sexy is and what sexy sells and all that. But as an artist, you have to be able to draw everything. Like, there's no cutting corners. If you do, it'll show. I think I seen this as a real reference, and I just thought it would be cool to look like she had been through some fight or something. So I kind of bruised her eye, put a Band-Aid on there, and then you got Barney. The shading on that ass, though. Have you accepted Raptor G? We are awfully complicated. Yes, we are. And I couldn't do any further without more hands. I think hands just make or break a piece. If you have to hide them, then so be it. But if you're going to show some hands, you better do them things justice, man, because they will break a piece. I'm talking about really quick. You can get away with crooked eyes. You can get away with a mouth that ain't fully sitting right. And that's pushing it. But if you got hands and you're showing them, you need to practice them. And practice and practice and even more practice. Hands, you just need to do it. There's no way to get around it. And yeah, I just done a lot. I've been doing hands for a while. I think this was just I don't know what I was doing this for, but I was writing something, and I think 1 is consistency, 2 is find your hook, find a mentor, and just be humble and grateful. I think I've been living by, not in this particular order, but these have all been very key to where I am now. And not just as an artist, but just life in general, right? And whatever it is, if you're going to be an asshole consistently. Find your hook, being an asshole. Like, do you like telling dumbass jokes or assholey jokes? That's your hook. Find a mentor, some comedian that is an asshole, and then just still be humble and grateful. But yeah, I think those get shifted around. I know in my life, but I always try and use all four of those. If not daily, at least weekly. And here, I think I seen this somewhere and I just liked how much detail was in there. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Raptor Jesus. And so as I was doing this, again, I'll go back through a lot of my sketchbooks and see how things can be turned into tattoos. So I was thinking here I can do like some filigree around him, but then I was like, nah, let's just do, a shape or something. Filigree would work too. So like if I just started doing it around here, but just the detail again is what I'm more concerned with. Here, I was just messing around. I had seen a lot of people, and this was just the in thing at the time, where people were undressing. And so I was like, I want to do one. But then I added some watercolor behind it, and I wanted this to be negative. So, but as you can see, it's still an S curve. And then I had to draw like her breast and stomach and abs and all that stuff, so I know where all this needs to fall. And here's just more anatomy, in different perspectives and different angles. His whole back is twisting that way. And so you want, again, movement. Like there's movement here. Like, with that can be a story. It could be like, I had it to where she's kind of just thinking of the Mad Penciler, but, she could be thinking of ice cream, or she could be flying, or, kind of on a cell phone or something. I don't know, but there's so much story. If it was just a flat piece, it'd be kind of boring. This guy here, if we take everything else away, he can be winding up to with an axe, right? So if I put the rest of his arm here, and the other part of the arm would be back here, but now he's kind of winding up like coming across with a swing or something. So, and then the Martian kazoo, hands. That's what happens, man. I love hands. S, the good old S curve. You can't go wrong with an S curve. I seen this somewhere. Some artist in a museum, he has all these pieces where people look like they're coming out of the wall or stuck in the wall or something, and I thought it was cool, so I wanted to draw it. More anatomy. And I kind of really just stick to like the basics. So once I get the basics down, then I can go further in and be like, oh, obliques, pecs, deltoids, tricep, bicep, forearm. I forgot what that's called, but yeah, it's just my way of learning as I'm drawing this stuff. More ass. You can't go wrong with ass. Some anime chick that I seen but I was like, hey, let's do a Wu-Tang thing. So I don't do anime too much, but the anime I do like is probably more mature type stuff, and not even like hentai or anything, hentai or whatever, but just more mature anime. And again, the detail for this is just ridiculous. I want to say it's some higher level demon is what I was thinking about. But yeah, I mean, Super Grover. I like Grover. I like Grover a lot. I think he's underrated. More Anatomy, a Swoop, Jay Dilla, and I think that's it in here. Oh, I guess I almost filled this one up. All right, now I want to show y'all some stuff that I had, some high school stuff and maybe some college stuff. So this one here, huge fan of Bruce Lee, and I believe this was high school, and we had to do a stippling project, and this probably took me 2.5 weeks. I don't know if it was 2.5 weeks straight, or if it was like, you know, you went to art class 2 days out of the week or something. So I think that's why it took so long. But yeah, this took forever. I can't, when I looked at my portfolio, I couldn't even believe I still had this. But yeah, it's a Bruce Lee picture and just stippling all day to get the different gradients and all that stuff. Ridiculous. And then I had did this in high school. This was actually who asked me that? So this is a McFarlane piece when he was drawing Spider-Man, and as I look back on some of these things, I'm instantly snapped back into whatever you know, grade or whatever you were doing at the moment. And I was such a huge McFarlane fan, even when he was starting to do the Hulk. Then he switched to Spider-Man. Then he done his own thing with Spawn. But I just, anything that he put out, anything that he drew, I redrew it. So yeah, this is on like some cardstock or something, and or cold press, like a piece of cardboard. And yeah, it's all just ink, pen and ink, and marker. Some anime stuff, I think that was high school, maybe. Or no, this was 13. Ugh. We had to do that technique in art class, and it drove me completely bonkers. Oh yeah, I mean his stuff, like, I mean he was the first dude to do all that webbing and stuff like that. I mean, you don't get no better than that, man. So here's something. Let's see if I can turn it this way a little bit. So here's a little history about Wayman. So I don't know, when you talk to people and hear about history and all that stuff, so most folks grew up in a church and all that stuff, and then you kind of find your own way, and it's just like, whatever, that kind of doesn't suit me anymore. Then you come back, and then you find out some more. But whatever the case is, I think I was in Texas, and I started doing a comic called Angel. And, when you think of angels, just off the bat, they're always the pictures of those little fat cherubs and, singing you happy lullabies and all that bullshit. I wanted my angels to be pretty fierce, so this was one of the angels I created, and I wanted it to be like a superhero. Like I wanted some action to it, and I just didn't want it to be the cheesy biblical Catholical angel we always hear about. So this was one of the angels that I created, and I wanted armor on them and stuff glowing and just Superman type angels. Is that Hebrew? Yeah. And here's so I don't even know what year this is, but this is why I don't want to do comics. Because you have to do everything, right? I think I was saying that last week. So this was just a really quick 4-panel comic for a friend of mine. He's a DJ, but he is enamored by Superman. So I can't even remember the script actually, but so this panel is him behind, these are turntables, and that's him behind here digging through the crates or getting something together. Here is like a shot of the street. Let me pull in some. I think it's like a club or something. So that first panel, he's getting his stuff together and getting ready for his DJ set. And so now we pull in or pull out. It's the street scene. People are lined up waiting to get into the club. I pull in real close on him, and he sees, I'm assuming the crowd is out there, and then he pulls open his shirt, and it's a Superman logo, but it's a needle arm bent like an S. And I am not a fan of doing this type of work at all. And you can see like here, because I hate doing scenery, I hate doing backgrounds, like this is nowhere near as complete as this other stuff. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of doing picture or layout stuff. I don't know what this was, but it was just in my portfolio. I'm assuming it was for something, because here's a panel up here with has nothing, but then just these two random dudes here. Like, the fuck? I don't know what that is, but yeah. Here is when I was in my graffiti time. I kind of fade in and out of, I always love graffiti and always will, but I'll fade in and out when I want to do graffiti or characters that have that graffiti feel to it or whatever. And this was supposed to be me and my friend. That's me and that's my friend. And both our names started with W, so it was like 2 W's on each side, and I just never got around to finishing it. But yeah, when I first seen this, as I pulled all this stuff out, I was like, wow, I forgot I even did that. And it was Will and Wayne production. So I'll show you this next one. He had thought of a storyline, and I was kind of just the artist. You know, I would input too, but he was the main writer, if you will. This would make a cool sticker now that I'm looking at it. And just put some weird color to it or something. And maybe not this up here. Maybe that light is shining on it kind of weird. Washing it out. Maybe not put that up there, but just this, the characters and the 2 W's. That'd make a pretty decent sticker. Got the fresh Adidas on with the fat laces. Wave cap. And I had a pencil, and he was just mainly thinking of something, like thinking of something to write or whatever. So. And then here is, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get all this in here. Yeah, so this was like a splash page, if you will, for a cover. Let me see if I can take this off without it shaking too much. So it's kind of big, and as I pull out more, you really can't see too much of what's happening. But the story was called Fahrenheit, and I think it was just of this firefighter fighting, obviously forest fires or something, because that's kind of what he's standing in front of, a forest. But the actual fire was kind of like alive or something. And yeah, it was like some supernatural type story he was messing around with. So yeah, that's sheesh. That was back in maybe 95 or 96, because I got out of the military in 97. Yeah, this is old here. The paper's starting to turn a different color. But yeah, y'all, that's it for today. We'll just set that right there. So yeah, I appreciate y'all for hanging out. That's all I got. I'll dig up some more sketchbooks, and maybe we'll do another tour in a few weeks or so. And we'll skip that. But I will see y'all next Tuesday. And I'll be drawing something. I don't know what I want to draw. So if y'all have any suggestions, maybe let me know, and I'll do something. I was thinking this time I wanted to do Looney Tunes. I was just going to draw some, because, you know, although they look very simple, they're not simple. And people struggle with drawing Bugs Bunny and drawing Yosemite Sam and all those characters. So I may do some old 80s, 70s cartoons next time. And then Christmas will be here next week. So y'all take care. If I don't see y'all next week, have a Merry Christmas. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. That was very cool. Thank you, Michelle. Good night. All right, Eddie, I'll see you soon. And again, appreciate y'all for hanging out, man. I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm hungry. And